If you've got a little bit of a wobble going on, that's not really a problem. Trigger pull is always going to be more important than sight alignment. Hello everyone, I'm Jerry Mitchell. We're out here on the range today with Smith & Wesson. This is another one of their GUNSMARTS videos, and this is going to pertain to long-range pistol shooting and also long-range rifle shooting. So we're going to cover the basic fundamentals of how to set up on the bag and ammunition choices to make it a good experience. Okay guys, we're going to talk about the three fundamentals of shooting. One of them is sight picture, very important, trigger control, and also how you breathe while you discharge the shot. And believe it or not, the most important one is trigger control. We're going to start with a pistol here. We've got a target set up at 100 yards. I've got an empty magazine, an empty chamber. Kind of give you an idea what I do when I shoot long range or try to shoot a handgun at long range is to use the bags properly. So if you notice, these are just old shot bags and they're filled with soft sand, and they're actually kind of, they're not fully full of sand, and I want them a little bit soft so I can make an impression with the butt of the gun into the bag. And what I'm trying to do on the front bags here is to, when I stack them, I can use my finger or my support hand or my weak hand to elevate and depress the muzzle to get it right into the center of the target. And my target of choice today is an 18 by 24 inch steel target. And the reason for that is I can paint it and I can see the impacts, but it also gives me a very consistent background target zone to use the red dot. Even though it's 18 by 24 and there's not a spot in the middle, I just center the dot in the center of that target and press the trigger straight to the rear. If you've got a little bit of a wobble going on, that's not really a problem. Trigger pull is always going to be more important than sight alignment. All right, we're back with the rifle setup here. In my game, shooting 3-gun, long range is considered 400 to 600 yards or beyond. So if this range property is 430 yards, so we have a target set up there. And you see the setup is pretty basic. And what you want to really concern yourself with on a setup is the consistency of the setup. It doesn't have to be high dollar, it just has to be consistent. What I like about this front bag, you notice I don't have a sling, swivel, or anything here to impede the rifle from recoiling. I want it to have the same sensation and recoil effect on every shot. That really affects the consistency of the grouping at extended ranges. And in the back I have a sandbag again and a little tapered bag. And what I like about this is when I get up in position to shoot, I can actually pinch it and I can change elevation of the buttstock. So with my weak hand, I'm driving the rifle a lot with my weak hand. So I'm up on target. It's shooting, right now it's about 6-7 feet over the target. So I'm going to pinch it in a little bit, and I've got it exactly where I want it now. I'm going to keep this support hand there, and that pinches the bag and it retains the back of the rifle. So when I fire it, it's going to see and experience the same per shot vibration and recoil, and it makes a huge difference at distance. Same thing when you're going to shoot a pistol and when you're going to do a rifle, your breathing is going to be paramount. If you find yourself holding a breath too long, you're going to start to shake. So what I try to do when I'm getting into a shooting position, I take in a little air, and as I execute the shot, I'm actually exhaling just very slightly all through the firing sequence, and just press the trigger face as square as you possibly can to the rear and let the gun recoil. There again, the most hearing protection you can put on is always the best, and just let the gun recoil. Trigger pull, more important than sight alignment. Okay guys, one thing you want to remember when you go out and you try to shoot long range targets is full metal jacket ammunition is usually made to function 100% of the time with 100% of the firearms available. Hollow point ammunition is also always manufactured to a greater tolerance, and what that means is going to be more accurate. I hope this video helped you, and for more information, check the description below.